The other thing with Chelsea, Jose, is the hotel. They tried to sell the hotel to one of their own companies so as they could not break the 105 million three-year rule of losses to financial fair play, which is now being changed to SCR, squad cost ratio. It's confusing for the organisation.
Oh, okay.
Deliberate. I think it's deliberate though. And now it'll be 1 year.
Or they can do what Juventus done, Josie. Juventus done this with Pogba. I know Pogba's been allowed, he's had his ban rescinded a bit now, but when Pogba first got his ban, and when he was on that massive wage at Juventus went into the employment laws or whatever like that, and obviously where he's obviously for the drug taking thing, they were allowed to take a 95% cut of his wages. So he was only picking up £1,000 a month. I think it was £250 to £300 a week. And this is by employment law. I don't know if that's only in Italy you're allowed to do that. Well, that's a football thing. But Juventus were able to do that with Paul Pogba. So maybe that same Chelsea might be able to do with Modric, especially if it's a 4-year ban.
The other thing,
or like Adrian just said, they might sue how they done with Adrian Mutu. They might just sue him and just sue him out of his contract. They might do him that way.
Somebody in the chat earlier said about Juventus. Juventus got relegated for shenanigans and wrongdoings, right? And Juventus were one of the flagship teams in the Italian league. Yet they went down. You know, they were relegated because of shenanigans. So why would Man City or Chelsea, if found guilty, why would they not be relegated? Because if money talked in Italy, Juventus, I can't even remember the owner's name now, but Juventus had loads of money. Loads and loads and loads of money.
But they got
complication with these guys, don't they? If you just look, you've got clubs that have played these teams and lost out financially. There could be lawsuits galore after this if Man City and Chelsea are found guilty. Other clubs can take them to court, and then you might even have UEFA come back once Man City or Chelsea have been found guilty and want to charge them again. They might want to charge them freshly. You've been found guilty. Blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't know if they can after the statute of limitation, but they might find something in there that they didn't charge him with before that they can go again at these two clubs. Listen, they're in deep. They're in deep. They're not getting away with this.
What do you think? What are your thoughts, Jess, from afar about the Man City and Chelsea? You probably don't get much on your channel about Chelsea and Man City, do you, about these charges, or do you?
We do have conversations about it. Look, for me, Jose, if it's proven to be, and I've read the charges, then they should get the same treatment as Nottingham Forest and Everton. You can't have a diverse thing on it. You've got to treat everybody the same, whether Man City are a bigger club or dialectical. Rangers have been there where they've been relegated. Juventus have been there. There's got to be clarity. So if they have and proven it, then they should be dealt with accordingly. And if that's the case that they have to be relegated, then so be it. You can't cheat your way through the system. For example, Chelsea put in 9-year contracts out there. I had this debate with Hanno about it when he said they've got a better squad than Liverpool and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but Liverpool do sign players on 9-year contracts and manipulate the thing. You know, Liverpool's owners are very, very, and I don't really dig into Liverpool's owners. I don't like their owners, but how they play the game, we've won trophies. But we haven't cheated us way to winning trophies. If it's proven, then whether you can treat Nottingham Forest like that, Everton like that, then Manchester City and Chelsea should be dealt with accordingly. And whether that's relegated and stripped of titles, then so be it, because it's a level playing field. If you go there and say, actually, no, because it's Man City and Chelsea, we won't do anything to them, we'll fine them, then that's not fair. You have to have clarity across the board and treat them accordingly, which is, if you have done what you've done, you deserve to be stripped of titles and relegated, in my opinion.
Just 1 second, Josie. And I just wanted to say what Jess just said there as well. When people, when he said Chelsea have a better team than Liverpool, yeah, what is he smoking, mate? Besides like a couple central midfielders in Chelsea's team, yeah, what Chelsea's players are better than Liverpool's players? Liverpool's forward line, yeah, pisses on Chelsea's forward line for a start. Liverpool got about 4 or 5 forward line players, the options to pick from, yeah. Chelsea got barely 1 or 2, yeah. Chelsea's defenders, yeah, don't touch Liverpool's defenders. Chelsea's goalkeeper, yeah, Robert Sanchez, yeah, don't even touch bloody Alisson's right foot. Seriously, brother, that's what I'm saying, man. People just come out with some wild stuff every now and then, yeah, and don't even look at the actual team, yeah, and they can judge it on like team-to-team basis. Liverpool starting 11, yeah, to Chelsea starting 11, yeah. Liverpool miles clear of Chelsea. That's just me, and I'm a Luke. Well, I might be on loan to Liverpool now, so I might have a little bit more bias to Liverpool. But as a neutral before that, yeah, that's just me being complete. That's just realistic. Chelsea might have spent loads and loads of money on players. Yeah, it doesn't mean they have a better squad than Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool have literally Diaz, Nunes. Yeah, people forget about Jota as well. Jota, what is it? Salah. Salah's the best player in Europe right now. Yeah, by a country mile. There's not even a debate about it. I'm seeing people debate. Yeah, who's better out of Eden Hazard and Mo Salah. This is what's wrong with the new age fans of football. Yeah, that we're even having a debate who's better out of Hazard and Mo Salah. I'm sorry, it is proper. Like, Mo Salah has been one of the consistently best players in the Premier League for the last 8 years, yes? Since, 2015, 2016? Hazard, yeah? We've done all right for Chelsea for a little bit carrying you, but come on, man. Mo Salah is clutch. Yeah? Mo Salah was literally balling at FC Basel against Tottenham in 2010, 2011, yeah? His whole career's gone around mad thing, yeah? Eden Hazard, there's a little joke like Mo Salah's scoring hat-tricks and going on a Ballon d'Or season, yeah? Eden Hazard's at home scrolling through Uber Eats. No disrespect to the guy, but the guy's retired already. Salah's smashing it.
Everybody forgets that Mo Salah were at Chelsea and they didn't rate him and sold him.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I find the debate between players like you, Dan, I find it absurd when you're comparing players that are like as different as apples and oranges are. When we went, I could give a silly example back in the day when they were.
Just before you do, Adrian, sorry, just before you do, just going to say, Leo, good morning to you. Leo. Happy New Year to all the homies flexing his member chat. Yeah. And Peter Kagayas has gifted out 5 channel memberships. Thank you very much, Peter. They've gone to Kuva, Richard Rory's War, who's come into the chat and said thank you, Carol, Destiny 5, and SDFC Benny. And as I said, Richard's already come in and said, sorry, he said thank you. Where's his message?
One second before Adrian just went into his point, I just want to say one little thing before we goes into that before we change the subject. Salah, in my eyes, yeah, is close. This might be mad. This might be a mad statement. I don't care. This is just what I'm predicting, yeah. And I rate this player as well. He plays for Arsenal. Salah is maybe potentially getting into debate with who's the better player in the Premier League era out of Thierry Henry and Mo Salah, yeah. We should not be having a debate at who's better out of Mo Salah and Eden Hazard in the Premier League area. We should be having a debate about who's better out Thierry Henry and Mo Salah in the Premier League era.
I disagree.
I don't get Thierry Henry was class, mate. Yeah, Thierry Henry was class, yeah. But Thierry Henry was class for 4 or 5 seasons. 4 or 5 seasons at Arsenal, yeah.
Yeah, but he moved through the centre. He started playing through the centre. And the issue I have,
I don't know, Tigaro.
Guys, I'm starting to fall asleep. It's
sorry, man.
3 hours past 2025, and I'm starting to. I'm struggling.
God bless you,
I just wanted to say thank you for having me on. A pleasure as always. Please, for 2025, no more war, no more suffering.
Pick up, mate. Pick up.
Be safe. Be kind to each other and take care, please.
Thank you very
much.
Let's
hope it's a year that we can remember.
Pick up,
to be honest, I couldn't give a. When it comes to the year, stuff football. Football will be football. We'll see what it is. But thank you. I've appreciated it. It's given me great entertainment. It's helped me a lot. Thank you, Jose. Thank you to the community. Thank you to everyone in chat for being such an amazing, such amazing contributors to the show each and every week, each and every couple of days. To be honest, with Ellie, Ash, etc., etc. The list goes on, but I really appreciate it. You're all awesome. And I am out. So I'll
Happy
see
New Year.
you. I won't see you next year. I'll see you all on the other side of the. I'll see you all in the past next year. But the future looks bright so far. So let's see how it goes.
All right, take care, mate.
All right, take care, all. Cheers.
I see a lot of these debates with fans.
All the best.
Want to say their player's better than the other player. Like I remember back in the day when, like, fans were trying to debate between Odell and Liam Brady, but they were like different as apples and oranges, right? You couldn't compare two players of such different contrasting styles. And when people try and throw that at me like two players, oh, he's better than your player, I just say they're both great in their own way. It's the easiest answer. They're both great in their own way. Unless you get two people that are cloned exactly alike, how can you compare them? You can't compare them fairly. All you can say, I say that, both great. No, mate, they're both great in their own way,
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I knew what I was said would probably get a lot of mad reactions because obviously Henry was a baller. Yeah? Obviously, I'm not saying that naturally Henry was a quality player, but I'm going on longevity. Yeah, longevity. Mo Salah has literally been clutching this league for the last 5 or 6, maybe 6 or 7 years now. Yeah, I don't even remember Henry doing it for that amount of time. Henry was in this country, well, maybe for 5 or 6 years. We're getting to a point now where Mo Salah is 32, 33, and he's already equaled his goals and assists total, yeah, from the entire last season. We're in December. He's still got another 5 months left of the season, and he's already got his goals and assists total, yeah, for the entire of last season. And this is supposed to be a player dropping off apparently by age. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing Mo Salah, like, if I was Liverpool, yeah, like Jess Moses as well, I'd be getting him tied down for another contract ASAP, which I think Liverpool's trying to do it well. Because I'm not seeing any signs here of Mo Salah dropping off. I want to see at least, if I was Liverpool, I want to see at least another 2 years potentially at Mo Salah at that football club. The way he's playing right now. So I look for more longevity of players, yeah, how long they produce in the Premier League and like how clutch they are for their football club. And in my eyes, Mo Salah has literally been, he's been the go-to player for Liverpool for how many years now? Obviously, they had Mane and they had Firmino as well. They had front three quality as well. But Salah's always been the consistent in that Liverpool team, yeah, the entire time since he's been at that football club. That's what I say about. That's what I say about. He's literally to a point where Henry started getting towards 32, 33. Yeah, he's playing in the MLS. No disrespect to Henry. He gets that period. That's what he's playing. He's getting to that age. He's like, I'm not seeing any bit of that. Mo Salah could literally be clutching this league for another 2 or 3 years. The way he's playing right now. Most players in this league, yeah, they have their best seasons, and when they hit 31, 32, yeah, they start dropping off. Mo Salah is potentially close to maybe having one of his best Premier League seasons. So I think he's easily the best player in Europe right now, yeah, by a country mile. I don't think it's even close. Everyone say, "Oh, look, your mouth quality obviously play like right now for form-wise." Yeah, Mo Salah, maybe he smashed us up 6-3 the other day. Yeah, Mo Salah was just. He didn't even like he's playing out of first gear.
I take it you're a Mo Salah fan, Dan.
Sorry, can I just say quickly, David Shear is in Jesse's chat, right? And he says that he's gonna go in a minute. David, you must wait 2 more minutes, please, so we can wish you a happy new year, which for you will be in 2 minutes' time. So hang on for a couple of minutes. So we can say happy or wish you a happy new year as well, mate. And then what I would have done today is the show would have covered all the Australians. So all your time zone, I would have covered all the time zones. So give us another 2 minutes. Tigaro, before he's gone to bed, has gifted 5 channel memberships. And they have gone to, so thank you very much, Tigaro. They have gone to Kiwi Spurs TV, Brian Daigle, Nicholas Collison, Tom81, and the Spurs Danalyst. And you've also got Carol that's come in and thanked someone for, or thank you for her membership. Carol, your membership was gifted to you by Peter Kagayas. So it's Peter that you need to thank. Sorry, carry on. I just wanted to make sure I got that in there.
I don't want this to come across as like me bashing Thierry Henry or anything, yeah, before anyone in the chat thinks, bloody hell, man, Daniel thinks Thierry Henry's not even that good. Don't even dare in the chat, yeah, even trying to. I know my stuff about football, yeah, so don't even try and twist it like, oh, Elstop said Henry ain't even that good. Just because Henry is a baller. I'm just going by longevity of a player, yeah. And I saw a comment about what Robbie said about Henry, his injury problems, and about how Henry was like world class level. Henry was one of the best players in the world for a little period. I do understand that, yeah. But I'm just going on like longevity in the Premier League, like. But like me, Mo Salah is like right up there, mate. Right up there. And like easily the top 3 best longevity players ever played in this Premier League, man. Like he's what
except for Henry only played his early career on the wing, and he played through the centre for Arsenal.
Henry did play left wing for like obviously Juventus and everything as well. He was a flop at Juventus, and he went to Arsenal. And like, But I'm just saying about like Mo Salah has the most goals against all the top 6 teams as well. I'm just saying about his clutchness as well. He's got the record. Like Henry only ever scored. Obviously, Henry was a very, very clutch player.
Sorry,
Big games
happy New Year, David Shear.
Happy New Year.
It's just kicked midnight. Happy New Year to David Shear. It's just kicked in.
Happy New Year. Can we have the lottery numbers as well? Because they're in Wednesday, aren't they? So they can give us the lottery numbers for today's lottery.
The lottery numbers should have been given to us by Tigara and Dakara because they're 3 years into their new year.
Oh, so I mean, we need the lottery numbers for get us a couple million, mate. I was saying about Henry's only ever split. Salah's obviously got that record against obviously the big clubs as well. That's what I'm just saying. That just shows you he can do it against the big clubs, the small clubs. Obviously, I'm not obviously for 1 second saying Henry's not a baller. Henry weren't a baller because Henry was a baller. He was literally one of the best players the Premier League ever seen. But I'm not obviously not saying that though as well.
I've got some questions that have been put in here, and I'm going to ask them because there's a couple of questions. Right, one is for you, Jess. So I'm going to ask you directly because it's not us. It's Jess. Do you have any football Funko Pops?
I do. I've got a couple of Liverpool ones. I've got Belisa, and Harry's got a few as well. Yeah, quite a few. We're an avid collector of pop figures, me and my son. So yeah, got a few.
There you go, Rinketic. That's the question answer for you. And then and we can all answer this, but we'll take it in turns. And I'm going to go to you again, just because you're non-Tottenham, so your opinion would be different to what the other guys, or maybe, I don't know, might be different. It says, big up panel, and it says, what positions should be our 2 signings in January? And that's coming from Fads Radsfar.
I think personally you need a central midfielder and a centre-back. In my opinion. Maybe a goalkeeper as well, Ozzy.
Maybe so Fads is only saying 2, but you reckon we need more than 2. And I'm not going to disagree with you, to be honest. I think we need more than 2. But
5. We're talking about it. I said 5, I think.
Yeah, I'm not disputing it. But he said 2. So Fads probably reckons we only need 2. I think we need more. But he says we need 2. What's your opinion, Adrian? What do you think?
We need a left back and we need a midfielder. They should be our priorities. If we get more than 2 players in, like I said earlier, I think most teams, it's a 30-day window. Most teams will be looking for loan deals. They'll all be looking. Loans to buy are great because it's try before you buy. If you don't like, get rid. And they also struggle teams have is like with us in Europe is we're already 2 down on the European quota because we didn't have 4 academy grown players in the squad that have been with the club over 3 years, right? B-list players only have to be with the academy 2 years, but make the B-list squad. You have as many of those as you like. You are only in Premier League rules. Premier League teams are only allowed to bring in 6 loans. The max of 4 foreign, and I think 2 home.
Correct.
Championship teams can bring as many as they want, and we can only bring in 2 from any one particular club if it's homegrown, right? But yeah, I see. See, with our transfer window, I see us. Right, our recruitment team should have already been working on deals, made them listed players to go early in this transfer window and get in who we want. That's why when you hear late, it's the same for all clubs. When you hear late rumours connected to your club, unless they're an opportunistic signing, most of them are just media BS, basically. Because if it's a late one, think about it, you've only got 30 days to do the deal anyway in January. It's not long, you're going to be struggling. All clubs, whether it's Leeds or Spurs, should have a list of their players now. And like I say, unless it's an opportunity signing, what you're being linked with now, Leeds or us, most of the BS. Might be opportunists with us because we've been linked with Skriniar and Muani at PSG. If you're going to get players like that in, or even Grealish, if they would deal with us, the rumours in the press, like, look, the only way we're getting them in is on loan and offering to pay half their wages. We're not going to be paying $300,000 a week for Grealish, who's nearly 30, right? Or even buying him because he doesn't fit the age profile of this club anyway, right? So you're not going to spend that much money on a 30-year-old player, right? But Skriniar's what, 20? I don't know, I think he's 28. 29. I think
He's 28, 29 Skriniar now, isn't he?
nine,
His
yeah.
stock's dropped a little bit the last year.
Yeah, and Muani didn't get the game time he needed at PSG. So, yeah, so unless it's them sort of players we've been linked lately, I'm looking, are you a possible loan deal? Don't think Grealish is. Don't think Ange would go for Skriniar. Beast of a player when we wanted him back in here, but we want faster. We've been let with Kuzanov, he's fast, but he's 20. You know, and I don't think we're going to go for a centre back. We've got Phillips and Dorrington, right? And then we've got Vaskovits. I mean, I watched all them under 21 games last season. I haven't watched one this year, just here and there. And Vaskovits, 17, but he's not 18 to the 24th of February, right? And he looks better than those two huge talents. And Poch did say previously, I don't want to block the path of Dorrington and Phillips when he wants to go and have a look at Vaskovits with Alfie Devine. Because I tell you what, this kid is the best centre-back at his age group that I've ever seen.
Don't you want,
It's only my opinion.
don't you want like potentially to bring another centre back in January so then we can free up Archery, yeah, so then actually go and play in the position where he's used to playing as well.
Well,
So
you
then
call
have to then potentially ask him.
yeah, it's like self-inflicting a future problem, isn't it? We got 4 centre backs out. Ray's coming and doing a job at 5, right? When our centre backs are fit and you've brought the other centre back in, suddenly people complain again. Oh, the squad's bloated. It's unbalanced in the wrong position. We don't need a centre back in January. We could do the change in footballing fortunes, right? But we don't need a centre back in January, right? What we need, I mean, because we can bring Phillips back from loan, right? I think I read that. Don't know how true it is, unless we signed him to the year, right? We could bring him back. You've got Dorrington there. We'll play them. This is the reason, because of her injuries, it's the reason that Archie Grace made 21 appearances in all competitions. Played them. I don't want a centre back, and us bloated with centre backs. Now you're now blocking the path of Gray, Vaskovits, Dorrington, right? They're in England internationals, right? They're good footballers. 1'6'4", built like a brick outhouse. 6'3", plays on the Dorrington plays on the left, Gray plays on the right. They're not slow, but obviously it's development, isn't it? So. Yeah, I mean,
my problem with this is though is that he's like stopping the path to like Dorrington. Like he could have a chance to play Dorrington already these last few games. Like no disrespect, like this is not a disrespect from Archie anyway. Because Archie's been literally our best player during this injury crisis. Yeah, we were asking Archie to play out of position when he signed in the summer. He did not. I bet you when he signed his contract, did not think I've been playing centre back for like 2 or 3 months for Tottenham because they're in a mad injury crisis. That shows you the sort of resilience Archie's got for a start here. One position he's not played since he's been at this football club here is his natural position. It's the position like he's played the most in his career, and we're starting to get at a point now where this is helping his development. Definitely this little period right now because it's mental toughness Archie's getting from this as well. Yeah, it's going to be massively improving getting through this little period for this football club, yeah. Because this is like when you're a young kid as well, asking to get put into this scenario, yeah, and handle it this well as well. Not a lot of 18-year-old players are doing that in world football, yeah. That's going to make him mentally tougher. Make him mentally tougher for a start, yeah, because he's experiencing the downs already, yeah, and not the highs. That's what you want. Sometimes as a youngster, sometimes that's the best way to do it younger in your career, yeah, because you learn as well, yeah. It makes you mentally tougher. So I want to see Archie start playing because right now, yeah, I'm not seeing enough of players like Basuma, yeah, to start saying he deserves to be playing in front of Archie in midfield. That's what I'm trying to say. I would rather start seeing maybe get another centre back in, yeah. Give Archie a game in midfield and see him playing naturally in a position, yeah. Because his IQ with the football pitch, yeah, is very good as well. How he can literally get out of he can get out of tight situations, yeah, because he's very good with the ball at his feet as well. Very good with the ball at his feet. Very good. He's one of the. I'm starting to look at his team right now. I'm starting to think he's one of the best players in our team. Yeah, and sometimes getting out of tight positions with the ball at his feet. And I'm starting to think, well, that suits more playing in central midfield.
Yeah,
exactly.
But with Ange, fair play to him because he has drip fed these youngsters in. And we said like, throw him in. Look, it's got to be the right time. Normally, you blood players in a home game if they're young kids. You blood them when you're winning like 3-goal leads, and you bring them on or something like that, just so as like. You don't destroy them, right? You can have all the talent, but if you're a developing youngster, right, then you need to be blooded at the right time. I mean, you look at Bergvall recently starting to get a bit good time. He was poor about 3 games ago because he's had 2 games in there since, and now he's starting to look good and showing what he's got, a skill set. Totally different player to Gray, right? And he has given Mikey Moore a chance, and he has given Will Lancashire a chance, although he got sent off away in Galatasaray, but he scored a goal. So he's blooded these players. Right, and bear in mind we're a very young side. When we lost away at Nottingham Forest, we had 7 players in that team that were 24 years old and younger, and we're throwing younger players in on top of them, and those players are developing. I mean, you got Udogie, you got Sarr, you got VDV, you got Brennan Johnson, right? You've got Kulu, who's only 24. He plays like a mature 34-year-old, right? And you've got Mikey Moore, you've got Will Lancashire. There's 7. I don't know. But we're probably, I think only Chelsea, possibly Arsenal, might be out of field a younger side than us. But it's the road the club's gone for. They've overbalanced it, gone too much on youth, in my opinion. But like these doors have opened for these kids, and they take the opportunity. Mikey Moore is going to be an absolute superstar, right? His stats are absolutely mental, and he's a joy to watch. The goals he's got for England, left foot, plays on the right for England, plays on the left for the under-21s. He can play in a ball. He can play anywhere in the front 6, really, even though he's short. Maybe not as a traditional 9, obviously, but like his dribbling, his balance, everything about him. I tell you, I make a bold statement. He reminds me a bit of Maradona. I've got to be honest, but I mean, like, that's a bold statement to make. But he is that good. He is that good. He's 17 and he's that good. Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll answer your question, Josie, mate.
You can. I'm going to ask you now, but I just want to say, Chris Peters, hello, because he's joined the chat. The Hotspur Hood, Ellie, Naomi.
Hello, everyone. Big up, Naomi.
Side Dancer. Smithy's back in the chat again. So I just want to say hello to people because he's been talking. But yeah, go on. Who do you want? Or who do you think the signings need to be?
Well, we're not going to get 5, but I think we need 5 signings. Personally, I think we need a goalkeeper. We need a goalkeeper ASAP. I'm done with 4-star. I'm sorry. After that second goal the other day, like the little flap in his hands, like he's a 65-year-old granddad. I think they've only gone in the net about 2 seconds after going in. I'm sorry, yeah. That was at his near post as well. I know there was a lot of power behind that shot, yeah. But it's like positioning sometimes for some of these goals as well, yeah. Are goddamn awful. Yeah, so we definitely need a goalkeeper because I'm not sitting in with him for another 6 weeks. I'm sorry, because he's going to cost us more. You're starting to see now. I've been our second choice in goal. You're starting to see the massive downturn in results now as well. At first, it weren't too bad, but now you're starting to see the massive downturn in results. Vicario, we are missing Vicario. Care what anyone says. And then we definitely need a new left back. I don't care what. I don't care. We definitely need a left back. We got to a situation where Reguilon's coming on the pitch after being exiled for this club for about the last 2.5 years. That shows you how dire our situation's got a left back. Spence ain't even naturally a left back. Spence is a right back. Yeah, and people say, let's just put Spence down on left back. He's still a natural right back. He can play a left here, but that's not his natural position. He played more right back in his career. So like you basically you get to a situation where you're playing Adobe so much here, and now you're naturally making him get injured quite a lot as well. And he's playing out of form recently as well. So I'd have a left back, a goalkeeper. I would definitely sign a new centre back because obviously I do get Adrian's points here, but I'm not a fan of having to basically ask an 18-year-old boy who's played really well, having to constantly ask him to play out of position, because we're in a crisis. It's not really fair on him either, when he signed in. It might improve his development mentally, It's not going to improve his development much when you start seeing. I think we signed him more for the right back position, maybe, and the central midfield position. We definitely didn't sign to play as a centre back, When I go forward, is Archie Gray going to be our centre back in 5 years' time? No. Yeah, he's not going to be a centre back. He's going to be playing either as a central midfielder or a right back. So this is like a short term situation. We need to sign a centre back to plug a gap anyway, because in my eyes we've only got 3 natural, really good centre backs. We've got Dragerson, Romero, and Van der Ven. A lot of teams have 4. Ben Davies is playing like a stopgap, Mr. Reliable centre back but a lot of big teams have 3 or 4 really good centre backs. We have 2, and Dragerson at times is. I'm not really a big fan of Dragerson, man. So. That's another reason why we'll definitely get another centre back as well, because of Dragerson. At times he's vulnerable. At times, you heard Liverpool the other day. Was it Liverpool or Forest? One of them said they targeted Dragerson.
He's 22. He's another one developing those 22.
Yeah,
I've not been happy with his positional play. I've not been happy with his passing. I agree. Heading, he's good. He's quick. Yeah, but again, he's 22, and he's not prefer number one or number two centre back in the squad. He's number
But
three.
don't that show you a lot? The Liverpool come out and said, no, we didn't target the 18-year-olds playing out of
I'd put
position.
him as fourth
We
choice if
targeted-
Davis is fit.
We didn't target the 18-year-old playing out of position. We targeted your natural centre back, who's you know really they should be targeting. No disrespect, this ain't disrespect to Archie. He's playing out of position. They should be targeting the 18-year-old Archie Gray. Yeah, they see a more of a weakness here in Dragusin that side to their game here to see the way to get through Spurs than Archie. That shows to me that we definitely need a new centre back here. And in central midfield, we need another central midfielder. And in my eyes,
Definitely.
this is why I say 5 instead of 4, because I know we ain't going to do this, but I will terminate Timo Werner's loan. I will send him straight back on that first plane to Germany, because in my eyes, we need another left winger as well. Because Odobert, I've barely seen him this season. I know he's getting injuries here, but I've barely seen him this season. In my eyes, he's not reliable. I know he's had a lot of injuries already. We need another left winger, because Son right now looks shot of confidence. He's the one bit of his game that he's actually good at is his clinical part of his game, and then right now he's even losing that. His all-round game is shot.
Yeah,
he's
off
completely got
his game, but he's got 5 goals, 6 assists in 16 Premier League appearances. That's 11 contributions out of 16. Son's not finished. I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
When did he last go on this little clinical run, like little clinical, like even purple patch? If people used to say Son's a purple patch player, right now I'm not even seeing that purple patch from Son. I think
what about when Sarr put him through against West Ham and he's about 2 yards in our half? He runs on, bamboos the defender, juggles the ball from foot to foot before slamming the net. What about the game against Devon when he's pursuing? VDV runs from our back 4 line, right?
Yeah, I get that. We're talking like August and September.
VDV slips and he smashes the ball on. That wasn't lack of pace. He hasn't got the afterburners he had before. He hasn't got the old Gareth Bale afterburners.
He's not even taking. He's not even taking.
He's knackered. I agree. He's knackered and he's out of form. I agree.
In a one-on-one battle, in a one-on-one battle against any right back now, he's not even taking on right backs. That's what I'm saying. Getting to a point now where he's actually gone up against not even some of these right backs he's gone up against recently, and he should be destroying them. He's not even taking them on anymore. That's what I'm saying. He's literally just putting in all the time, taking on the simple pass. The thing that's annoying me the most is right now as well with him. He's not doing these 25-yard. He's not doing these 25-yard curlers or anything. He's not even attempting them anymore like he used to do in the past.
But if you're tired, your thinking's not good, you're knackered. He's knackered. He's knackered.
Yeah,
he's been overplayed.
And Adrian, Josie will know this as well. I'm one of Son's biggest defenders as well. I've stuck up through. I'm literally Sonny. I'm defending to the hill. Even I'm starting to see right now. Is that maybe I don't see the reasoning why giving him another a year extension to his contract. Is the only reason why they don't want to lose him on a free. That's the only reason why I see that. Is the only reason why they're doing it now. Because I don't see how he naturally takes our team.
He's always been a sneaky player when it comes to getting goals, getting them in clutches. But 6 assists.
Yeah,
right.
You do get this. Yeah, I do get that.
That is damn good stat. I mean, his stats are good. He's got the highest Premier League assists ever. I think he's got 90 assists in his career at Spurs and scored about 170 odd goals. I mean, all right, he's still got to do it. He will get the extra year's contract. He might get a year and a year.
Does this contract run out this summer? Does this contract run out this summer or next year?
He's got the 1 year extension. It will be activated, but obviously his team want to negotiate a longer contract, probably 3. I think Spurs are giving 1 year extension.
Have you not got any feelings in your mind that the only reason why Spurs are activating this extension, maybe they want to get a fee for him in the summer?
No. I think they'll keep him because they want to mentor Kim Min-hook as well.
Okay, I disagree with both of you. Right? Me, Sonny, if they're keeping Sonny, and this is a sad indictment, Sonny has been a great servant for Tottenham for 10 years. And he's been an absolute, he's been Tottenham through and through. He's had plenty of chances to move on. People have been sniffing around Sonny, right? And Sonny has stayed loyal and has stayed at the club. Right, and the issue that I now have is we can all see with our own eyes what's happening with Sonny at the moment, and he isn't the same player he was 3, 4, 5 years ago, and people can see it. He's still a good player, but he's not elite anymore. He hasn't been elite for a couple of years now, He's still a good player, but he's not elite. And I think the only reason why Tottenham are doing what they're doing and trying to keep him on, and this is sad to say for me, but I think it's not because of footballing ability, and it's not because of footballing prowess and what he can do going forward in the future. Because, in all honesty, if you sign Sonny now, give him another year's contract, and you sold him in the summer, you're not going to get much money for him at all anyway. All right? He's 33. You won't get much for him. I think the only reason why Tottenham, right, are looking to give him a year further contract is basically they don't want to cut ties with the Asian money market.
That'll be part of it. That'll be part of it.
It's the only reason that I can see Tottenham, and it's not a footballing reason. And for me, it's not. And it's my opinion. No one has to say that I'm right or wrong. It's just an opinion that I have. You know, Adrian, you've got an opinion. Dan, you've got an opinion. Jesse's got an opinion. My opinion is just that Tottenham's idea of keeping him is purely based on the revenues that they bring in from the Asian market. To be quite honest, I think everybody, whatever manager you are in the league, fans throughout the whole of the leagues or any league that watches the Premiership, to see that the boy is a shadow of himself.
Well, Paul O'Keefe on Last Word on Spurs doing the transfer window show yesterday was saying like it's looking like Son's going to get the year extension with another year added on. So we'll see. We'll see if that's true.
But what did he also say? He also said his words were he thought it wasn't on footballing capability. He thought it was just for the market as well. He said that
and to mentor probably. I didn't see him mention Min Hyuk at all, like Yang Min Hyuk, who's registered now. He's registered for tomorrow, so he'll be in the squad.
There's no sell-on value, Adrian. For Sonny, there's no sell-on value.
No, you could be cynical and say like, get rid of him because he's probably 170k a week. That could also come into it.
But if you give him the extra year, right? Like the one thing that Paul O'Keefe said yesterday is that these talks with Son broke down 3 or 4 months ago, and he said that since the talks have broken down, he said that Sonny's form has dipped alarmingly. So why would you give him a year's more? If someone's form's dipped, why would you want to go back to the table and negotiate a form?
Well, you obviously on game time, if it's not working out for him, you'd either look to say, right, okay, what's he doing in training? Has he still got it? This will be an honest decision as well. If you're watching him in training, you're thinking, before Brendan Johnson's chipped in with 11 goals this season so far, which is phenomenal for a wide player. 1 in 4 is usually classed as a good strike rate, right? You know, it was the same thing, wasn't it? And like people say it's rubbish, get rid. And I've got that one wrong because I didn't want Brendan Johnson, even when I watched videos of him before he came to the club. But like the kid can finish now and he's shown composure. Well, if Sonny can still do it in around the box, he doesn't have to rely on fantastic pace. You can get overloads. You don't have to beat a man. All this talk about beating a man, you look at all the way the teams play now. They play inverted wingers, right? Opposite sides of the pitch, and always with the fullback getting up. There's less chance, less risk of you losing the ball if you get an overload by trying to tackle someone on. You can play it down there. That's my one objection about when we invert Porro. I don't believe that you doggy inverts, but when you invert Porro, is that with Brennan Johnson, you're not getting the overloads down that side that you used to get with Decky and Porro when Decky was on the right wing. That's what I'm seeing, but others might disagree. That's fair enough.
So
I'll keep him as the best finisher with left and right foot we got in the club.
Okay, so do you think, I'm going to pose this question to you guys, right? Do you think we get any more, if we want to squeeze the juice out of him a bit more, do you think if we changed our system and went to a 3-5-2, right, and played him up front with Dominic Solanke? So like we used to have Kane and Son up front, but you Solanke and Son, and you change the system to 3-5-2. Do we get more out of Sonny than what we get out of him at the moment playing the 4-3-3 that we play?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's not going to happen.
You do in the front too, mate. Definitely.
Yeah.
I think he naturally in the front, in the more in a central position right now. Yeah. The only thing that's about Sonny's game here that is probably touched right now is his clinical part of his game here. So in the front two, that probably will work. Him right now as a winger, yeah, he's shot, mate. He's completely shot. He's not also shot. He's predictable as well. what he's going to do all the time now as well. To a point now where like maybe the front, maybe your suggestion you're coming up with, Josie, might be the only suggestion. So like getting naturally playing maybe like a front two again. How he was with like how he did a bit more like get that partnership back up. Maybe how he didn't get a partnership again with like how he did with Kane with Solanke. But maybe that build that little rapport for a little period, yeah. Maybe that might be the best way to get this bit out of Sonny, this part of his career, yeah. Because right now we're asking him to play the left winger, yeah, at this part of his career right now when he can't even take a man on, yeah. Which in my eyes, that's a detriment to our team.
When he played against
Everton, he was a lot
pressure. See, I'm fully Ange for reasons I don't want to like rinse and repeat the process we have with managers anyway. And I think Ange will be here to the end of the season, and I'll assess him at the end of the season. I'll do the same with Son, because last season Son was getting the same critique, right? And he still finished up with good numbers, and I still believe he's going to have good numbers at the end of this season, because they're good at the halfway point anyway. 5 goals and 6 assists. Want more goals from him? Yeah, definitely. But then he's got to receive the ball in the right position. When the teams lack cohesion and look disjointed on the pitch, and he's throwing his arms up in the air because he can't get the ball, or they're not finding him in the right position or picking his runs up and all that. I mean, like, there are lots of variables. This Spurs team is so weak in midfield. It's unreal, in my opinion. It's so weak in midfield. We've got no dogs of war. We've got no one to dig us out of a hole. Basuma won't dig you out of a hole. Madison won't dig you out of a hole. Bentancur will to a point, right? But, like you say, put Gray in there or whatever. And even Bergwijn will do better because he's got more dig out of the hole capabilities than the others as well. I mean, I would get rid of Basuma. Regarding other strikers, you're keeping Son because I'd get rid of Richarlison in the summer. Yeah. And obviously Werner will be going anyway. And if Romero don't sign a contract 2 years in the summer, I'd sell him as well. He's our best defender, but if he's not going to sign, get the most what you can for him,
The thing you said about the thing you said about him playing in the front two as well, that might also bring even better out of Solanke as well. Not just Sonny as well, that might even bring the best out of Solanke. The thing about Solanke as well, he works his arse off in that up front in that system, yeah. So that sort of striker would suit how Sonny is at this part of his career as well, playing in the front two with that sort of striker as well, yeah. Striker's going to do a lot of the hard work, yeah, and also maybe you can start see Sonny is still a good finisher, yeah. Right now he's going through a little period, yeah, where he's not clinical at the moment, yeah. But he's still been one of the most clinical players in the Premier League for the last 5 years. For like shots, take per shots to score, yeah. So that is one of the part of his game that I still feel when you get older, yeah, sometimes you don't still lose your instincts. Your instincts still stay there for a period, yeah. It's your pace that you may lose. Someone who's relies so much on his pace as well, yeah, and he loses half a yard or a couple yards of pace, and he's someone who naturally his all-round game has really shot off. That's the thing that I've noticed. And I was someone who was defending him at the beginning of the season and said, "Oh, he's still clutch. He's still clutch. He's still clinical for us. He's still clinical for us." I've seen for too long of a period now, yeah, him failing to take his man on, yeah, to say this is not a problem. And that's what I'm saying. So this is what I say a left winger, yeah, because Timo Werner to me is a liability. Odobert to me right now, he's not a liability, yeah, but he's becoming a liability because he's barely on the pitch. He's been injured basically this entire first season. So I don't really even know what to think of Odobert at the moment. So I barely watched him at Burnley. I'll be real. I barely watched him at Burnley. I barely seen him at Tottenham. So I don't even really know if he's going to make the grade at us, yeah. I will definitely sign another left winger as well. Definitely get another left winger as well because. And I would potentially, like you said, maybe try and find a way to maybe, if you want to not get centre forward, then maybe stick up something in like maybe in that system that you said, 2 up top, Josie, with Solanke. And even though obviously Vicky's still an option as well, but he's barely ever fit. I don't even know if he's ever going to be fit again this season. But then there's your first striker, obviously you can still have on the bench as well. So maybe. So I definitely think we're now lacking a lot on the wings as well, like on the left side. Like Adoji is out of form at the moment, man. He's been out of form for a while with Doji, man. A long, not just like a couple of games. He's been out of form. Like this is the beginning of the season. People were saying that Doji weren't playing that great. This has continued, yeah, all the way through to like nearly December. He's not having like a sustainable period of like probably more than 4 or 5 games in the season where he's been really good. Okay, so we're overplaying him to a point now where like it's affecting his form as well, and. I definitely think the left side is becoming a problem for us as well. Like it's becoming a problem for us at the right side. Brennan don't take his man on either. but he's still obviously it's sort of back to Adrian's point. Brennan has the same sort of numbers as Sonny, but then he's offering nothing really as a winger. In like the build-up play.
But him and Sonny aren't wingers. I don't know why people keep calling them wingers because they're not. They're just
wingers. But
yeah, but they're not.
But still, they're like naturally they're not playing as wing, obviously playing full out and out wingers, yeah. But they're still like more on that side.
Yeah.
Than in the central side. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, and it's supposed to like cause a distraction for like the right backs and the left backs. In my eyes, they're not even doing that at the moment. Like they're too. Johnson's too predictable. Sonny's too predictable. That's what I'm trying to say. So like, you think right now that Andrew's sort of started to go with Cooley back on the right now, or because like Johnson right now is like the only thing that part of this game is making him like really important to this team is he's stepping up with goals in like still scoring like important goals. Like yesterday, he scored the second goal against who was it the other day against Wolves at a time like 3 minutes after he missed the penalty right before half time. So he's got the similar sort of like numbers to Son this season, yeah. But his all-round play, they're both offering not a lot. So I'm trying to say, so like we're not. So I don't want to comment like some mad rant about like our players on the wings, but like that's
no, but it's like Adrian said though. It's like Adrian said earlier. Got no dogs of war there because what you want is we don't have enough people to battle in the team anyway. And if they're playing wide, Sonny and Johnson, I'm going to give it to Sonny more than what I do Johnson. Sonny tracks back a lot more than what Johnson does and tries, and I'm going to use the word tries, to get stuck in more than what Johnson does. But nowhere near enough. We haven't got dogs of war there playing out wide. Now, if you look at someone like Diaz at Liverpool, you look at Jota, right? These people play in similar positions. They're not wingers, never have been. But they play in similar positions in a 4-3-3 Liverpool play. But Diaz, he battles back. Jota, he battles back. Godi Gakpo battles back. The only one I'm going to say that don't battle as much as the others is Salah. Because Salah don't need to. He's a fucking magician. But do you see what I mean? Nunez battles back. Do you know? So you start looking at the players that play in similar positions. And Liverpool got dogs of war that playing for them. We just don't have that at Tottenham. We don't have enough people with,
Question to you guys. This is what. Go on,
I don't think you asked Jesse, Jose.
I don't know.
You know, we were talking about Son the other day, just on channel after Do you not think you need a captain that will use my power phrase, grab and bite bollocks? Somebody like Roy Keane. Don't you think Son's too nice as a club captain?
My attitude's always been just that.
My face, Jess.
Yeah, there is. I get where people are coming, and my attitude's always been: if you can't motivate yourself to get on the pitch and play for Tottenham, get out of my fucking club. Get out.
Yeah. But the thing is, though,
get out of my club.
The thing is, I understand what Jesse's saying, right? And you've got captains for many other teams, right? Mm-hmm. That grab, talk, do whatever. Sonny is just like that.
It's too nice.
Smiles.
So look at me. Perfect example. Perfect example. Yeah. Someone is quite nice, but he's ruthless at the same time. Yeah. Look at Liverpool, Virgil van Dijk.
Mm-hmm.
That's a perfect example. Yeah. That's a captain. Yeah. That's a proper leader and a proper captain. Somebody lead by example on the pitch. Yeah. And then sometimes, yeah, it's basically sometimes Liverpool's last line of defence on his own at times. That's how good of a centre back he is. So he leads by example on the pitch, yeah, and is also a leader by rounding his team up. That's a proper captain. You don't. Yeah. What Jess is saying about them having to like go mad like Roy Keane, like you don't have to 100% always do that now in football. Yeah? You just have to have a leader like Virgil van Dijk sort of leader, yeah. Because like the problem is with players now in football, if you go like too Roy Keane like level on them now, yeah, they probably go the other way. Start playing even less for the team because they can't. Too many footballers they can't handle, yeah. When people go mad at them now, they're not built as strong as the olden days. The players in the 90s and not the 80s, everything like that. Yeah, it's like Virgil van Dijk in my is a perfect example of a captain right now. Yeah, somebody's leading example on the pitch. He also like keeps that Liverpool team together, and he's also he's a leader for his country as well. See, Son's a leader for his country at the same time, yeah, but is he just a leader for South Korea on the fact is on name, yeah, and not merit? Could there be? I don't know the South Korea team. Yeah, there might even be other leaders in that team who could be a captain. Is he just there because he's the most famous player in South Korea? That's what I'm trying to say. And is he our captain now because he's the reason why he's our captain is because he's the longest serving player in our team, other than Ben Davis. It's become a natural thing. Let's make Sonny the captain. Yeah, where in my eyes I can't. Who in that starting 11? Yeah, do you look as more of a natural captain?
He's been a captain for South Korea for a fair few years now.
I don't want to go to
the natural leader for South Korea. The natural leader, the oomph, grab them and get them up and go person would probably be Kim Min-jae, right, for South Korea. But he's been the captain, and whilst he's been the captain, South Korea have had the most successful period of football. So, but what he does for the international side, you know, meeting up with the fellas once every 3 months and playing twice, you know, once every 3 months, it's totally different to having to play 3 games in a week for a long period of time, you know, and it's different. The way you're going to captain players in an international meet compared to club level football is going to be totally different. But I would have said that the original leader would have probably been Kim Min-jae. But they've had a successful period with him. But you're posing the question. If you look at who's top of the league, Liverpool, right? So Liverpool got Virgil van Dijk as the captain. He's a leader. There's no arguments about that at all. He certainly is a leader. Second, Forest. Who's Forest's captain? Morgan Gibbs-White. Is he a leader?
No.
Well, he's doing something, right? He rallies the troops, shouts at them and all that, don't he? So he must be doing something, right?
Yeah, he's doing something, right? Yeah, who's third then in the league? Arsenal.
No, it's Chelsea, isn't it? Like at Arsenal. Who's their captain? Odegaard.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he naturally leads on the pitch for them with his performances, really, doesn't he?
Yeah,
sort of like, yeah. I wouldn't say he's a proper natural like talk like shout at your face sort of leader, but he's more of like a leader where like sort of like sets him. They're so dependent on Odegaard. He's more like a leader on the pitch for them in that sort of way, like with Virgil, like he's just like a leader, like full stop for Liverpool. I just feel like he naturally scares the hell out. A lot of the forwards go up against Van Dijk. If he was like talking to you, like, you would listen straight away because he had like an aura about him, like he's like a proper. Sonny to me is too nice to be a captain. In like, you know, because at times and he also at times as well, he looks like he's shying away himself when it's going bad. Yeah, and that's supposed to be our captain. And you said earlier, Joe, I want to bring up something you said earlier because it sort of like half changed to like a conversation. You said earlier about Sonny's performances have dropped since his contract talks have fallen down. Well, that's sort of, I know this happens a lot with footballers, yeah? When their contract talks are going through sometimes as well, yeah? Their performances naturally drop off, yeah? Or their talks don't go the way they want, their performances naturally drop off. But this is our captain, yeah? Who is, if he's purposely decided since his contract talks have gone down, yeah, that he wants to stop naturally dropping his performance levels as well. That's scary. Supposed to be setting an example on the pitch, yeah, as a captain as well, yeah. And now he's getting in his own feelings, yeah, because his contract's not. That's what I'm saying as well. I'm seeing a lot of red flags to that as well. So that's
if that's true across the board, and I don't think that is. That's just a suggestion.
It's just a suggestion. But then it's a suggestion.
Where's the data to back it up? He's been out of form, but so many other players at this football club have been out of form. Right.
Dan, what I will say, Dan, is normally, right, if you're looking to get a contract extension or renew a contract, what should happen is your form should up, not down, because you want that contract. Remember we used to have Adebayor at Tottenham, and everyone said that as soon as it came to contract extension time, Adebayor stepped up his game. Once he got his contract, he went back down again. So normally, you'd like to think that people.
There are a lot of myths when frustrated fans are looking for excuses and wanting to blame certain players. I mean, one of the biggest ones recently, right? Because when I hear something, I'll sort of, is that true? I'll go and source it. I mean, how many crosses into a box result in a goal? Premier League goal, any of you know? How many crosses result in a goal?
I don't know, but your eyes. I don't know, but your eyes can tell you what you're watching. Your eyes don't deceive you.
True. So it's 45, right? I'll let you know. So 1 in 45 crosses in the box result in a goal. How many Premier League appearances has Dominic Solanke made, not just with us?
How many? What? Sorry, say that again.
Premier League appearances has Solanke made.
How many Premier League appearances has Solanke made this season?
Yeah. No, not this season.
About 80?
18 plus last year.
Jesse's a lot closer. It's 150. Now, the reason I checked this out at the time, everyone's saying crosses in the goal, we're not using Solanke properly, don't get enough headers and all that. Out of them 150 appearances, how many headed goals has Solanke scored?
What, Premier League goals?
Yeah, how many headed goals has he scored in them 150 appearances?
No, he hasn't scored that many. I know he hasn't scored that many.
5. And people keep telling me, oh, we need more crosses into the box. We're not using him right. I mean...
No. I'll tell you where I come from with that. On my stances on that, right, is that the players that we've got that play out wide, and I say this and I maintain this, and I keep saying it, every time I see Kulusevski go out and play wide, Kulusevski's the only person that I've seen play for us that will stop and look up before putting the ball into the box. He stops and he looks up. He takes that time to look. However, the rest of our players that seem to play wide are robotic. They get down and they just put the ball across the box without looking to see where the player's at. Now, for me, if you can beat your man and you can put the ball in, if you looked up, we don't find Solanke enough. That doesn't have to be a header. It can be along the floor. It doesn't have to be in the air. But we just don't find him because we're robotic in what we do. And when we put the ball in, we're hoping that someone's going to be in the space that we've put that ball. But we didn't look to see whether there was anyone there making the run or anything at all. And the only person that does it for me is Kulu. I don't see the others doing it. And if you need Solanke to score, you need to feed him. Now, whether it's in the air or on the floor, I'm not saying it has to be in the air. It can be on the floor because he's very good with both feet, Solanke. But you need to feed the ball to him. It has to get to his feet. Or are we expecting him to create his own goals all the time?
Well, in this system, mate, that's what it looks like he's having to do. Create his own goals all the time, mate.
He surprised me because I didn't know he had it in his locker. When I look at strikers like the ones that got vision, move the ball quickly, can make things happen, like Son can from outside the box when he's on form. And actually, Solanke did it against recently when he beat the defensive shot from outside the box into the corner. He did actually, and I didn't know he had that in his locker. I didn't know he had it in his locker. I forget who it was against now. Who's it against?
Right, let me just say hello to Scooby, because Scooby's here. Good afternoon, Scooby. I hope you're well, sir. Potato Stew, good afternoon. Archer, is it New Year for you, Archer? Possibly, but I'm going to say good afternoon to you now. For now, Archer. Mr. G, good afternoon. Inner Hype, good afternoon. And was there one more? Gus Parker, good afternoon. And I think that is everybody covered that's come in. So good afternoon to you guys. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree. Football is very robotic. It's very like down the left, pass it across to the midfield, goes down the right, comes back, goes across back. When you watch tactical shows like Football Made Simple on YouTube and all that, most goals are scored in the area of zone 14. When you make that final killer ball in about 30 seconds of arriving up there, which zone 14 is just outside the penalty area, the front of the penalty area, basically, right? So like, and when you put that pass into the box early, that's when 67% of Premier League goals are scored through that front area of the pitch. But it's all too slow. A lot of our players too slow. When we start briskly on a front foot and we're fresh, right? We got this slick, interchange passing. We look really good, but our touch has been off a bit. It's been even against Fulham. If our touch was just a little bit fresher than it has been of late, we weren't just slightly over it. It's just been very close. Where we've either slightly over it a pass or under it a pass that it's gone astray. Like when we're on top and we do that, that's when we're spanking side by 4 goals. That's why we are the second or the highest goal scorers in the league. Because when we've done it in clutches. and just destroyed teams in like 15-minute spells. But I still think our midfield is nowhere near good enough at this level. Nowhere near. And I think you win most games. Most games, you all talk, most games are won and lost in midfield. So we need to strengthen in there. And when people say bring in, but give Gray his chance there, but also bring someone else in as well. Because if you bring one player in to do that specific job, they can't play all 38 games. At least when we were in trouble last year, you could bring a Højbjerg on or something like that. All right, he wasn't the quickest in the world, and he wasn't the greatest at beating the press, but he did a good job. But we haven't. Gray could probably do that job. Well, I've seen he could do that job. I actually think the best number 6 at the club don't play as a number 6. I actually think if you just want to have a deep line defender to protect the back four, you stick Romero there, because Romero's got it all on the ball, in the air and everything. He reads the game well, which is what a number 6 should do. Should be able to sniff out the danger, posing ball playing number 10 in the opposition side. He could. It's not going to happen, but he could do that job because he's good on the ball.
We could have got Manu. We could have got someone like Manu Kone in the summer. He went to Roma for like peanuts, like cheap money, and he would be perfect for this team. He's got the energy to play in the system, play that number 6 as well. He can also play the number 8 as well. It's what I'm saying. Like, there's players out there,
Well, we're looking at Edison.
You can get for a decent price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're looking at Edison, Johnny Cardoso,
Edison Atalanta. I'm sorry, man. Edison Atalanta, what a player! He would be the player I would go and get. Edison Atalanta, is that who you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is quality, mate. Definitely.
And then he's the PSV.
He could be somewhere. Obviously, if he ain't getting it now, because Atlanta are balling. But he's a quality player, mate. That's Edison. Yeah, 100%.
Don't you think Spurs need to look in January at bringing experience in and not youth?
Yes, definitely.
Because that's what it needs. Yeah. I don't think you've got enough players that are experienced enough. You've got all the youngsters, and I appreciate Archie Gray, but Archie Gray played at least for one season. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you not think in January with the board or Ange or whoever need to be looking at bringing in some players that have got that experience there?
This is why the recruitment team should have been working months ago on working deals and having talks. Because when you get to January, if it was Leeds in a relegation situation and they're in the Premier League and we were one of their players, you're not selling. You need every man to help out. If you're challenging for trophies, you're going to win a trophy. You're not selling your players. The only time you're selling a player in January is if you really are desperately skint or something, or you've got 3 players in a position that we need. It's a really tough window, but that's what the recruitment team's employed for. That's what they're getting paid money for. Do your job. There's about 5 or 6 on the recruitment team at Spurs, right? And that's their job, to go out and make these lists of players and then to see who you can get in and who can't. If a player don't want to come, there's nothing you can do about it. If a club wants to sell but the player don't want to come, there's nothing you can do about it. But and that's why you need to ask them first, see their agent. Would he be interested in coming? And then talks open and whatever. We've had none of that in the transfer rumour mill media section at the moment. On there, it's just all rumour and speculation for clickbait, basically. Yeah. Once I hear talks or players agree to come, agents are in talks, or we've now spoken with the club that whether they're going to sell or not, we'll see. That's why I think a lot of these deals we'll do in January. If we're going to get more than one player in, they're going to be loans just to get us through to the summer. It might mean paying top wages or half the wages of some of these players. If they're on £300 a week, then we'll go for loans. I think that's the only way I see us getting experience in. I don't see it any other way. What about you, Jose?
What I'd like to see, and I'm clinging on to hope here, Adrian. I really am, right? And the hope that I'm clinging on to, and I said, you missed the show when I first started. I missed the Tottenham Wolves game. I've been ill, and I didn't bother looking for a stream for it. I just couldn't be. I was ill, and I didn't want to watch football. I just didn't feel well, so I missed the game. So anyone that wants to ask me about the game, I can't tell you FA about the game because I didn't watch it. I've seen the goals, and to be honest, I can't remember how the goals happened. The only goal that sticks in my memory that I can remember is the equaliser from Larson, which I saw. So I can't really talk about Wolves versus Tottenham, but from seeing us at the moment, and from what I've read, right, and from what I've heard other people say on their channels, is that Paratici was at the game.
Yeah, he was.
I've not seen or heard of Paratici being at a game for months.
Yeah.
And what I said
Him and
earlier,
Levy are like that, though. They are like that,
okay, what I
right?
said earlier, Adrian, is that when we bought Langer to Tottenham, I didn't see Aston Villa part of a fight before he came to us. Aston Villa looked to be quite happy to move him on. And by speaking to Villa people, or the villains as they call themselves, they said that Langer didn't really do much for them at the club, and they're glad they moved on from him. Now, he's come to Tottenham, and when Langer came to Tottenham, I said months ago, when he came, I said all that time ago, I said that when you've got a full-time employee and you've got a contractor, the person that the company sides with is the full-time employee. So that means Tottenham have decided to go down a path, right? And that path is to do this data analytic stuff and, look at spreadsheets and shit like that. And that Langer was the man to do that, and his team. And that's what they do. David Pleater's come out and said quite clearly, Tottenham don't want to do it on the eye test anymore. They're going down spreadsheet routes and stuff like that. Now, for me, and also what the Villa people were saying at the time was that Langer has no contacts. Langer doesn't get himself involved and therefore doesn't have contacts. Now, with that being said, Paratici, we all know, knows everybody. For his rights and wrongdoings, right? For his rights and wrongdoings, it was in Italy where his wrongdoings were. Now, he must have another, I don't even know, I haven't looked this up, but I'd say he's still got at least another year left on his ban, I think, right? Now, I would prefer, or the only glimmer of hope I've got is that he was at the stadium for the first time in a long time on Wolves game, and I'm hoping that he will get involved. I know that he can't lead. I know he can't lead contract talks and stuff like that, but with his contacts, pressing right buttons and stuff like that, the only hope, and I am clinging on to hope here, is that he can tap into his contacts and his knowledge of the Italian league and maybe pull out a rabbit out of the hat with a few players, a bit like he did for us with Kulu and Rodrigo, where you loan to buy the players, because at this present moment in time, there's people are saying that we've got up to 30 million to spend. 30 million, and Adrian, you know this, if you buy players that are worth 40 million on a 4-year contract, you're paying £10 million a year. And I know it all works out, but if we're going to go for loan to buys, then I would much rather put my trust, if that's the right word, behind Paratici than Langer. If I was Daniel Levy, from the little I know, I would turn around and say, look, we need to beef up this squad, right? Who do I trust? Do I trust my contractor to go and do it, or am I trusting my full-time employee to go and do it? And I'm afraid to say, I'm trusting my contractor more
I want Paratici involved, but since Lang has been brought in, who's been brought in under Langer's tenure? You've had Solanke, right, Bergvall, Yang Min Hook, Odebert, right? They've come in. You've got to look at the last 18 months of who's come in. So he has been involved. I think this is the case with Lang. We don't know what we've got with Lang at the moment. We've got all rumour and speculation for him. I hope he's a good guy to have. If not, we'll get someone else. But I mean, like, players had been brought in, and like I think some of the critiques out there from some of the fans that are naturally disaffected, they're just like firing shots at everyone. So I mean, all right, Solanke's looking better. I didn't know much about him. Bergvall's yet to do it in a long period of spell. Yang Min Hook we know nothing about yet, not much. I've watched videos. He looks a baller out in that league, 12 goals and 6 assists in 26 games or something. And he can shoot from outside the box. But we don't know, do we? I mean, like, there's players that know what's the job Johan Lang is doing. If he's in like his first year or year and a half with the club, I would like Paratici involved full time personally, because I think he not only did the transfers, Jose, he changed the whole academy structure. When Dean Restrick was there, we had a fixed pay scale and we weren't tracked to the that was all broken up. Restrick left the club, and now we've got up with top clubs. We've got, one of the best academies out there, right? But with a lot of players out on loan, so they ain't doing as well as they did last year because half that team's out on loan right now to try and prove themselves. But I don't know. I think it's too early to judge Lang. I mean, all these rumours about things like that. Fair enough. If they're true and he ain't no good, get rid of him. Get someone else in. But I think, there's been a shotgun effect from disgruntled fans. They're sort of aiming at everyone and shooting at everyone, so players, I get that some don't like the Ange system. I'm fully Ange in. If Levy went tomorrow, I wouldn't give a flying. I'm not a Levy fan, right?
Can I just say, let me just say, La Repubblica and La Stampa claim Milan are considering hiring ex-Juventus and Tottenham director Fabio Baratici once his ban ends on the 30th of June, 2025. So he's got 6 months left, and then he can fully get
So
back
it's
into
at the stadium. It was at the stadium.
Yeah.
It might mean nothing. On the other hand, I hope it does mean something.
Right. Good morning to you, Brian. How are you, sir?
I'm good. It's morning for another 5 minutes, and I have 7 minutes until I have to go back to work. But I just wanted to very, very quickly come on and say, whoever gifted me a membership to your wonderful channel, thank you very much.
It was Peter Kagayas. You got the gift.
Thank you
He
very
does it
much.
everywhere, doesn't he?
Yeah, thank you very much indeed, Peter. I just wanted to come on and wish everyone on the panel and obviously all your people in the chat a very happy and healthy new year. May it only be filled with love and laughter and good times and good news. And hopefully something, just a peaceful 6 months of Tottenham Hotspur. It's not going to happen. But most importantly, the most important thing is that everyone has a good new year, doing what they do, spending it with the people they love, and what will be with this football club. The most important thing is the people around you. And just happy new year to everyone.
Is it Chinese for you tonight, Brian?
No, tonight isn't a Chinese. Tonight, it's better than Chinese. My culinary trained, beautiful, wonderful wife is cooking a massive lump of roast beef with all the trimmings. And then we are just going to chill. Joe, I can't remember the last time I've stayed up till midnight. So what I do now is I watch the UK fireworks at 7 p.m. That's me done. I'm like, wicked, I've seen the fireworks. Done. And then whatever happens, happens. And then just a relaxing day. So anyone going out, be safe, be careful, and just get ready for the month of concrete interest. Get ready for the monitoring the situation. Get ready for the we try. Get ready for the lurking, creeping. And yeah, just what will be in January. I'm not focusing at all on any transfers whatsoever. They're all nonsense. They're all nonsense. So just get ready. Don't get suckered into what this bastard of a club does. Or not bastard of a club, bastard of an owner does with the club. Don't fall for it. Don't believe anything. It'll be a load of names as normal, and then at least we tried. We're linked. Don't get excited. Just do you, and don't let Spurs wind you up. That's very hard for me to say that. And obviously for the wonderful, beautiful woman in the middle in Jess, don't let Leeds do whatever Leeds do. I don't know what they do in January or
enough.
True.
Or what they do. But yeah, listen, I just wanted to do, the most important thing is I just wanted to come on, say thank you to whoever gave me a membership. I just wish everyone a very, very happy, healthy, and wonderful 2025. And one piece of advice: if you've been having a hard time or anything, just look forward. Don't worry. Next year, the chapter ends, the book closes. Start your 2025, and literally just look forward. What's happened behind makes you what you can be going forward. Just keep looking forward. Use that as an education. And just go forward and just have a wonderful time. And I'll leave you there and get back to the show. Happy New Year to one and all. And for the last time this year on YouTube, and as always, Levy out.
God bless you, Brian. Happy New Year. See you on the other side, mate. Take care. Yeah, I was saying earlier, guys, that I mean, Adrian, you're doing a stream tonight, aren't you?
8 o'clock till midnight. Yeah.
Jesse, you doing a stream tonight as well?
I am 9 till probably 1 a.m.
Are you all right, Adrian? I've already been told that on your stream, the sheriff said he's going to be pissed.
Yeah, he probably will be. He was on the Christmas Eve show.
He said he's going to be drinking. So does that mean you're going to be partaking with him as well?
I don't know if I really want to. I've had like drink Christmas Eve and things like that. I sort of.
I'm not
an everyday-
who'll host the show if you and the sheriff are both pissed.
I've got like I should be hosting. No, I've got to keep a clear head because I'm
That's
going
going to be a great show.
I want to do a historical. I'm going to be doing a historical perspective of Spurs from 1882 to 1991. All the history, the wins, the managers, stuff like that. So for those that don't know or aren't as well informed, and when we get to the 81s, obviously there's groups. I've got the squads that we had in the 80s and the 90s, which this is why I did actually ask older people to come on, although Chang might be making an appearance. But those that might, because
But he's not old, he's very young. Chad.
remember the era before the 80s was being relegated in Spurs like I was in 76, 77 season, and then let them all have their say on that. So you might get a bit of a monologue of me to start with because, and I'm going to show our Pete McWilliam and Vic Buckingham were pioneers of total football that Dutch played in the 1970s. And that may surprise a few people listening here, but they were. Spurs were pioneers of total football. And a lot of people might not even know that, right? And I'm going to explain it all, right? So, and then we like, we'll see how it goes because we've got to stretch it out for 4 hours. The last thing will be like a Newcastle preview, probably. Although previews are usually pretty short anyway. Like, there's other stuff in there, like transfer window and all that. I'm sure we'll find plenty to talk about.
Right, and Jesse, your show's at 9 o'clock tonight. And what's your show all about tonight?
We're gonna have a quiz, get people on, just normal chaos as always, and see the new year and celebrate the anniversary because it's been a year, New Year's Day, that I started on YouTube. So yeah, just a bit of a laugh and a bit of a joke, and a bottle of wine for me, and probably getting smashed.
Is the rest of your panel getting smashed as well then?
Renee's got a bottle of wine. Niall will probably be on WKDs, and whoever else.
Get smashed on WKD, doesn't it?
2 bottles. And what she's like. Funny night.
Can I say good afternoon to Puppy? He's coming. He says, "How do folks?" So good afternoon to Puppy. For the people people I currently have on the screen, for those that haven't done so already, then please go over and subscribe to Jesse's Talks Football, and she's on at 9 o'clock tonight. So if you want a bit of chaos, as Jesse just called it, I don't want to put words in your mouth, Jesse. You're the one that said the word.
Absolutely madhouse.
So you want chaos and madhouse? Then go over and subscribe to Jesse Talks Football. She does, for those that don't know, if you don't know, she does all types of football. She covers everything, absolutely everything, every football league and game that we're in this country and other countries.
Boxing as well, mate. Right.
And she
Covers boxing as well.
She does the boxing, yeah, she covers boxing. She covers mental health streams. So quite a lot. There's quite a varied. Sorry?
I'm just saying, yeah, she covers the mental health as well, which is fair play, man. Anyone who
she's very, very varied, our Jess. Yeah, very varied, our Jess, in what she does. So if you haven't done so already, go over, subscribe to Jessie, and then obviously as well, you've got Adrian here, who's on Spurs Diehards TTID. If you haven't done so already, subscribe over to the knowledgeable Adrian, who is the encyclopedia of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. And he also has a show tonight, 8 o'clock, but he does 3 shows a week, Tuesday, Friday, and a Sunday, all at 8 p.m. He brings on different guests. He tries to get different people on the panels with him for every show. So you get opinions from throughout the fan base. So it's not just limited. But yeah, subscribe to these 2 fantastic people who are here today. And unless people have got much more to say, I've been going for 4 hours and 20 minutes. I want to say, I want to say that I'm happy that we came on when we did. We got to see, because we've got a lot of supporters, Jesse and I, and Adrian as well, We've got a lot of supporters from the Australian fan base. So I'm glad that we were able to bring in the new year for them and give them something to watch. And we did it for the 3 hour period because the new year started at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in Australia and went through to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, depending on where you were in time zones. So we've managed to catch all them people in. So, yeah, thank you very much to everybody. Thank you to everyone that's watched the show. Happy New Year to Mark Cook, who's there. Potato Stew says big up to Jess.
Big up to
Worked so hard. Hope to join you later. A very welcoming channel. Much love to you. Jimmy Hotspur says, sounds like a good Yorkshire evening, Jess. Right? And it is. Naomi says, the only chaos that goes on over at Jess's channel is me. She loves me, really. Julian's wishing us all a happy new year. Hello to Local Shop, marching on together. And is there anyone else? Marcus says evening. These are all on Jesse's channel, so good evening. Barbaric. So good afternoon, Barbaric. I hope you're well. Grant. Hello, Grant. Hello, mate. How are you? Happy New Year. Are you working today, Grant? Grant is a guy that I play football with on Fridays and now Mondays. He's a Brighton supporter. So
He's still out in your shins. He's still out in your shins, Jose.
Sorry?
He's still out in your shins. He's still trying to tackle. He's still trying to injure you, no?
Well, do you know what? I feel sorry for Grant because the other day we played and the ball's bounced and it's gone up in the air and I've gone for a header and he's come into it backwards. He's jumped backwards like that to header the ball backwards and I've gone up and I've gone smash. Won the ball in the air, but I've smashed it completely and I felt so sorry for him and at the end of the day, I turned around and he agrees he's coming backwards. He should never have come in backwards for a header because he can't see where the ball is. He's going in backwards and I completely smashed him. So I felt sorry for him and I had to shake his hand and make sure he was all right. You don't want to kill him.
You don't mess with Josie Beckenbauer, man.
I don't want to kill anyone playing football. That's what I'm going to say.
No, you don't mess with Josie Beckenbauer, man. Literally. I just want to say big up to. I just want to say 1 second. Big up to you, Josie, for like everything you've done this year. For everyone in the predictions, like literally, I saw the other day, like the commitments are still doing that prediction show, even when you were ill the other day. Like you obviously you made a couple other shows just so you can make sure you still done that prediction show as well. You can tell that's mainly because you'd like to giving the prediction show to the people in the chat as well, because you can tell that we enjoy it as well. That's full on respect to you, mate. Literally, that's genuine. That's authentic. That's realness, mate. Like I just wanted to say, like Josie, like it's like 2024, like just like finding Jesse's channel in 2024 was a massive plus point as well, and also like coming on this channel, actually coming on as well, talking to you as well personally, getting to chat to you personally instead of just chatting to you in the chat. That was a highlight of 2024 as well, mate. Be real, because like you're one of the realest people on like YouTube, like, and don't ever think differently, mate. Because literally, so you're a class individual, mate. 100% diamond, mate. You're a class guy, mate. Just wanted to finish with that, mate. Yeah.
Thank you.
And Adrian as well. I think up Adrian as well.
I made a commitment.
Big up to Danny and Jess as well.
Big up, mate. Big up, man.
I made a commitment in the summer that we would do the Predictions League, and as I've said many a time, I find it very difficult to do shows at the moment because of work commitments and that. But the only one that I will stick by, and I'll always do the shows for, is the Predictions League. So I'll always do it. Even if I have to change a day for the predictions, instead of going on a Friday, I might have to go on a Thursday because I've got something to do at work or whatever. But I'll always make sure the predictions are done. And thank you for everyone for playing the predictions. I enjoy it. All I've got to say is this week I got beasted by near enough everybody. I'm on single points. A lot of you lot are on double and double big points as well.
Had a good week.
I got completely beasted.
Well, I know Jesse's busy tonight like me. It's just a habit. I mean, you can never put a show on which doesn't clash with loads of other shows. And it's just the norm out there. It's not a lot, But like I say, Jose, if you're going to be bouncing from 2 shows, if you'll nip on and say hello to everyone or double stream it or whatever, or Danny. I mean, I think I've got 2 guests. I've got Bobby K, I think, and maybe there's Ian might come on. I don't know who's actually coming on because Like some might have gone out for a drink this afternoon or whatever, might not make it, like, or whatever. Don't blame you at all. You shouldn't be on a show like on New Year's Eve. If you're young anyway, you should be out there on the lash, right? So, yeah, but like I say, anyone's welcome. We're allowed 10 space. If people want to come on, like I say, I'll do a historical review, right? And then after that, we'll discuss things which you guys know about more. And then we'll even take questions from the chat like you've done in there and everything else. So, like, I'm sure Jess's show will be a smash hit as well. Yeah, so we'll just see how it turns out. We're only doing, we started doing these new first year Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve basically for people who are actually home alone on New Year's Eve on their own. You know, so like it's like it doesn't matter to me. I'm a sad old git who lives on his own anyway, like, you know, so so it doesn't matter.
So you say Macaulay Culkin came to your show, did he?
He's home alone, yeah.
Right, I'm going to thank everybody for today, and I'm going to wrap it up. But I've got to go, and I've got to thank the people that sponsored the show today. David Shear's just come in with a super chat saying, "Jose, thank you so much, my Cobbo. You're a diamond." As all in the chat, love you all. Thank you very much. Tigaro gifted out 5 memberships. Peter Kagayas gifted out 5 memberships. Leo came in with a super chat saying Happy New Year's Eve, homies. David Shear gifted out a membership. Peter Kagayas gifted out a further 5 memberships. And Daikaro super chat saying 2025 Aussie bucks for you and folk in 2024. I'm on 1997 internet speeds, which made me laugh. It made me laugh completely. But thank you very much for sponsoring the show. And I wish each and every one of you that hasn't had it yet, so people in Europe, people in North America, people in India as well, because we've got people in India that support us as well. It's not New Year's yet. It's not New Year's Day yet. So I'm wishing everybody a happy New Year's Eve, a happy New Year's Day. Please take care of yourselves. Keep safe in whatever you choose to do. The easier option is stay home and watch the 2 people above me. Stay home. Don't go wild and watch the 2 people above me. And do what the 2 people above me do. They choose to have chaos on their channels tonight. Watch their chaos. At least indoors, you will find no harm. So, thank you, everyone. God bless you all. And I'll see you all in 2025. Take care, everyone. See you later.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
New Year.
And